In the episode, I think it's time I started a little feature here that I'm going to call the Creature of the Day. And today's creature is the Dwarf Red Bulborb. This thing is, like, all over the place. And, actually, apparently they're not even part of the Bulborb species. They're apparently a bread bug or something, which honestly makes no sense to me whatsoever. But, whatever. These guys are actually... they're not harmless, but they're not that threatening. You can actually kill them by just throwing Pikmin on top of them. I didn't even realize that until recently. Oh well. Anyway, I will see you next time. Bye. Today's creature of the day is none other than George himself, which I will now throw pick carrots at. Because honestly, well, first off, it's a plant, not a living creature. And it's misnamed Pellet Posy for some reason. I don't really understand why. But anyway, apparently it's like crystallized nectar or something. It just happens to have a number on it. Yeah, right. Whatever. See you next time. Bye. Yeah, and today's creature of the day is apparently another plant. You know, the flower right here. This thing, violet candy pop bud. Yeah. You throw Pikmin into it, and it magically makes purple Pikmin. I mean, hey, purple Pikmin are a new species on this planet, apparently. Or at least as far as Omar knows. I don't know. I already explained what purple Pikmin are, so I guess I don't really have to explain that. I'll just see you next time. Bye. Today's creature of the day is the Red Bulborb. These big monstrosities are easily taken down by simply throwing Pikmin on their back. There's really not much they can do. Oddly enough, this creature was called the Spotty Bulborb in the last game, but for some reason its name changed. I don't understand it, but whatever. Shocking research also seems to indicate that these things are avid Nintendo fans, and seem to prefer the old school stuff. I don't know, maybe we could learn something from them. Well, see you later. Bye. Empress Bulblax. She's today's creature of the day. And unfortunately, no matter how many carrots I throw at her, she doesn't seem to wake up. What a fatty. Anyway, the obvious tactic for these guys is to simply throw Pikmin on their face and whistle when she starts flailing around. And then she'll start rolling around, using her girth to flatten any Pikmin unlucky enough to be in her way. Kinda seems like she should be able to do more than that, but whatever. I guess we'll never know what this thing's truly capable of. See you next time. Bye. Ah, yes, the ivory candy pop bud. Today's creature of the day, even though it's really a plant. Yeah, well, this is the source of all the white Pikmin in the universe. Maybe the universe, I don't know. But, I never really understood how these things work. I mean, you throw Pikmin in, and then other Pikmin come out. I don't know. This just seems like some sort of Venus flytrap that at least is polite enough to give you back something in return. Ugh, I don't really understand it. Anyway, see you next time. Bye. Today's creature of the day... Wait, there's nothing here. What the heck? There's nothing here. Oh, it's the burrowing snagret. Yeah. Come out when Pikmin are underground, and then they start eating you like the jerks they are. If you can somehow get your Pikmin on their head once they pop out of the ground, occasionally they'll actually get stuck, like you saw right there. And if you lure your Pikmin on their head, you can actually get some easy hits. Obviously the head's the weakness and not the, lower body part. Yeah. Aim for the head. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Whatever. See you later. Bye. Today's creature of the day is none of this stupid, ravenous whisker pillar. I hate you, man. Why do you gotta eat my berries? Why? You really want to kill this thing if you're farming berries. They'll pop up anytime berries spawn. And they will eat them. You better believe it. Oh, I hate you. Hate you! Hermit Cromad is today's creature of the day. This crab-like thing launches itself at Pikmin to grab them and then devour them as it goes back to its little hole to eat them. This is the first thing to actually successfully kill some of my Pikmin, and for that, I shall exterminate its entire species. By attacking it as it crawls back into its hole, where it thinks it's safe, but it's not. I'll get you for this, crab man. Thanks. And this is Beady Longlegs, today's creature of the day. Yeah, this thing, it's not really all that threatening. You just gotta watch out, because Pikmin have a strange attraction for its feet, which, of course, will squish them if they're unlucky. Other than that, this thing doesn't really do anything. It's basically... Phone! Beady Longlegs, today's creature of the day. You know this guy. He's quite evil. Okay, maybe not. It's kind of peaceful. We kind of just killed him randomly. How could we? Pikmin have a strange attraction to his feet, which of course are very heavy and will squish anything underneath. Yeah. Other than that, this guy's really not that big of an issue. Yellow Pikmin will easily dispatch him because you can throw them higher. Anyway, I will see you next time. Bye. Today's creature of the day is the sky. Oh no, wait, it's the antenna beetle. This thing tries to lure your Pikmin to it and messes up your treasure radar, so you better take this guy out first if you can. My typical strategy is just leaving Pikmin around where it lands, and then they'll attack it as it drops in. I'll see you next time. Bye. Today's creature of the day is the pillated snagret. This thing hides underground, hops around, tries to eat your Pikmin, you know, the same snaggerty thing. You know, other than the hopping around part anyway. Realistically, this thing's mostly just a snagret with more HP and more mobility. Okay, so maybe that is a little more dangerous, but whatever. Yeah. And of course, his head is the weakness, so you might as well aim for that. Okay, so today's creature of the day is this decorated cannon beetle. You know, I don't really understand it, but this guy has magic boulders that home in on the captains and for some reason pick carrots. You know, I don't really know. Honestly, it's kind of funny because this thing can actually be killed by its own boulders. It's really humorous and very abusable. In fact, you know, again, like the other cannon beetle, I just use this guy to kill everything, including itself. It's a fairly good strategy, so do it! Today's creature of the day is the snow bulborb. You know, if this is apparently like a bread bug or something, I really don't understand it at all, you know? I don't get it. Why is this a bread bug? Why isn't it a grub dog? Where are all the grub dogs, you know? Are they just mature grub dogs and only those? I don't really understand it. Furthermore, if it's mimicking them, it's not a very good mimic. These don't have hair. I mean, come on. Something's just wrong here. I just know it. Today's creature of the day is the careening dirigi bug. I don't really know how to pronounce that. Fact remains, it's a friggin' insect that throws bombs while flying around on balloons. I'm sorry, but there's just something wrong with that, man. What in the world is wrong with that? You tell me. Well, let's see. Attacking this guy is pretty easy. It's dodging the bombs that's the problem. If you feel like the bombs are too close, run away. I mean, it's not worth losing a ton of Pikmin. The bombs have much bigger range than it looks like they do. So you take this guy down carefully. Today's creature of the day is the volatile dweevil. For some reason, this dweevil has decided to stick a bomb on his back. I really don't quite understand why. Especially since, well, let's face it, he kills himself by exploding. I mean, what's up with that? If dweevils are supposed to mimic whatever they're carrying, I mean, this is just sad. This is wrong. I mean, it's not sad, it's wrong. It's wrong on so many levels. Either way, these guys are dangerous. If you see them, run the heck away. Today's creature of the day is the man-at-legs. This crazy, robotic spider with a machine gun. No, seriously, whoever came up with this idea is completely nuts, man. Completely nuts. Your only real tactic for this guy is to simply attack. and attack and then run away the second you see that gun come out, because that thing can instant kill any one of your Pikmin. It has a lot of range, too, so you might want to run the heck away, really far away. Yeah, this guy's not nice. He's not nice at all. Today's creature of the day is the fiery Bulbax. For some reason, this Bulbax is spontaneously combusting. I don't totally understand it, honestly. I mean, doesn't that hurt? I mean, I guess not. It's alive, isn't it? Either way, this guy's a massive threat and obviously can only be taken out by red Pikmin when it's on fire. However, a good strategy is to lure it into the water, because if it's in the water, the fire goes out, and it's susceptible to every Pikmin. So, yeah, you know, give that a shot. Heck, use a bitter spray if you have to. I know I would. Today's creature of the day is the hairy Bulborb. This guy is very hairy. In fact, you know, one might even call him Mr. Fuzzy Pants. Well, you know, this guy's not that much different from any old Bulborb of this size. He's just really hairy. One might even say you could touch him and get dizzy, you know, because he's so fuzzy. I mean, look how fuzzy he is. What's this? Today's creature of the day is Bulbmin? There's actually a Pikmin that's a creature of the day. Or at least they say it's Pikmin. I mean, apparently it's some sort of parasitic Pikmin that infected a Bulborb or something, and now it's got a leaf growing out of its spine. Anyway, the dwarf ones don't seem to know what to do, so if you kill the leader, they'll stop following it and panic and run around. In fact, if you whistle to them, they'll fall in ranks. And Bulbmin are very awesome in the fact that, well, much like the rest of the Pikmin, they'll follow you around, do the tasks for you and everything. Even better, they're immune to everything. I mean, other than getting eaten or crushed or whatever, but, you know. Except the only problem is they're rather nocturnal and they don't leave the cave with you, so, you know, you could also be mean and just throw them into candy pop buds. You might as well. You aren't going to keep them otherwise. Bulborb larvae are today's creature of the day. Yeah, Empress Bulbax learned a few new tricks and started spawning, like, an infinite supply of these little jerks. If you leave them sit very long, they can easily wipe out an army of your Pikmin. They may only take one hit to kill, but they, like, instantly devour any Pikmin they get near, so they're extremely dangerous. I highly recommend taking these out with a captain if you can. Just because swarming them will not work. You're guaranteed to lose a Pikmin if anyone gets anywhere near these things. I mean, seriously. It's crazy. Today's creature of the day... Wait. Foxtail? What? It's a plant? What? Is there more? What? I don't... But... Oh my goodness, do they seriously put random plants in the Piklopedia? What the crap is this? Forget this. Today's creature of the day is the honey wisp. These odd creatures appear and disappear and carry little sacks of nectar and sometimes awesome purple and awesome red. You know, hitting them causes them to drop their load, but hey, you know, that's just kind of mean, and, you know, these guys don't even harm you anyway. Why would you... Oh, who am I kidding? Nectar is awesome. You can't deny it. It's their fault for carrying it in the first place, isn't it? Also, they seem to make a lot of annoying noises. Today's creature of the day is none other than the bread bug. This delicious creature decides to wander around the land trying to hunt for treasures like we're doing and taking them back to his little hole of a home. Honestly, he's more of a nuisance than anything, and the only way to really kill him is to either play tug-of-war with him when he's carrying treasures, or to simply throw Pikmin on top of him until he dies. Either way, you might want to get rid of him if you see one, because they tend to carry treasure with them, and I can't see you anymore because you've gone behind a rock. There you are. Contrary to popular belief, sticking these guys into toasters don't make them tastier. That just makes a big, smelly mess. Today's creature of the day is the very, very dangerous Spotty Bullbear. This crazy thing wanders around looking for any Pikmin it can possibly find in order to, devour them, like it always does. Unlike the last game, this guy never sleeps. If you see him, he's going to run right at you. I highly recommend that you use a bitter spray on this guy, because even when you kill him, he'll try to reanimate otherwise. It's not very nice. Also watch out for dwarf bullbears following him, as they usually do, which make it even less safe to attack this guy. As if it could get any worse. Today's creature of the day is a giant bread bug. It's a bread bug. It's giant. What else is there really to say? Today's creature of the day is the wogpole. When these guys grow up, they become frogs. Other than that, they're relatively harmless. In fact, they pretty much just run from you. It's kind of, well, they're tadpoles or some sort. They're not going to do much. Today's creature of the day is the lesser spotted jellyfloat. This guy will try to suck up your Pikmin by, sucking up your Pikmin. And, well, thankfully, it slowly digests them, so you got a lot of time to actually rescue them, because if you kill this thing after it's sucked up some of your Pikmin, they'll pop right out. So, it's not too much of a threat, but at the same time, I wouldn't leave it alone. It can become kind of a nuisance if you let it. Apparently, it's also an endangered species, so you should totally feel bad for killing one. Today's creature of the day is the greater spotted jellyfloat. Much like the lesser spotted jellyfloat, actually, they're effectively the same, it's just this one's got a bigger inhalation radius. And it may or may not digest the Pikmin faster, I'm not entirely sure. Really, it's just a bigger version of the lesser jellyfloat. Only, apparently, this one isn't an endangered species. Apparently, it's an immigrant species of some sort, which, considering it looks almost exactly like this lesser jellyfloat, it doesn't really make much sense, but whatever, I suppose. I am not any kind of biologist. I would not know. Frogs! 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 Frog! Why the frog? Frog! What a frog! A frog! Froggy, froggity, frog, frog! 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 Also frogs. Today's creature of the day... Wait, this is just another frog. I don't care about this. What about that friggin' steamroller monster, man? I mean, this guy's just the same as any old frog. I'm more worried about the steamroller monster. I mean, what the heck is that? Is it like some sort of ghost or something? I mean, I don't even care about you, Mr. Frog. You're stupid anyway, but... I think the steamroller monster's a little more important than this, because he's gonna try to squash your Pikmin and whatnot. Ah, yes, the steamroller monster himself, the water wraith. This creature of the day is not really that hard of a boss. He's more threatening in the first few floors of the dungeon you find him in, and he'll just roll around randomly, pretty much, trying to squash your Pikmin. His only weakness, is by getting flattened by purple Pikmin. And, well, that basically makes him solid, so you can, send Pikmin on top of him and squish him, or whatever you want to do. Although once you take down his HP enough, he'll lose his cylinders and become really completely defenseless, and, you still need to use purple Pikmin to make him solid, but that's about it. Really, this guy isn't too bad if you can dodge his steamrolling of death. Today's creature of the day is the Gatling Groink. This oddly named enemy, oddly shaped enemy, and, well, it's just plain old odd. I mean, what the heck is this thing? It's got like a little shield mask thing, and it shoots little cannonballs. I don't know. Either way, this guy is a massive threat. You want to get rid of him as soon as you see him, probably. Yeah, you want to kill him really fast. And actually, once he's dead, he's going to try to reanimate himself, so you need to carry him back to the ship at all costs. There's apparently something about stunning him by throwing Pikmin on his backside. Like, I don't know if it means that those little things protruding out or his little fishtail thing, but apparently that stuns him. Really, I'm not entirely sure about that, so don't take my word for it. Honestly, I just prefer using a bitter spray and just, you know, getting rid of him all in one fell swoop. Yeah. Just take this guy carefully, I guess. Today's creature of the day is the Mamuta. This really odd-looking creature is actually not really a threat, especially once you've got the Pluckaphone. He will pound your Pikmin into the ground, and actually, when he does that, they get flowers, so it might even be wise to do this. I mean, the only drawback is obviously you'll have to pluck them all, but of course, if you have the Pluckaphone, that's no problem. Really, one could argue this guy really isn't even an enemy. He's more of just, you know, a misunderstood friend. Today's creature of the day is the segmented Crobster. This rather dangerous creature is going to try rolling around and crushing your Pikmin like a boulder of some kind, which is really quite dangerous. You might want to use his spicy spray to pick up the pace so you can outrun his raging rampage rolling all over the place. However, you're going to want to have him hit the wall so he'll flip over and expose his glowing weak point. I mean, seriously, what's with these bosses and glowing weak points? Seriously? Seriously? It makes no sense. You'd think they'd try to cover that up or at least make it not glowing. Whatever, when he flips over, his belly's exposed, throw Pikmin on it, he'll flip over eventually, but no, seriously, glowing weak point. What the heck? Can't you be a little more original than that? Today's creature of the day is the very grumpy orange Bulborb. Getting anywhere near this guy will instantly make him wake up, and for whatever reason, my carrots don't seem to be doing a thing. There they are. Yeah, see, he also makes carrots disappear, apparently. This guy, unlike the other Bulborbs of this size, is very ferocious and will eat your Pikmin very quickly if you let him. So, combine the fact that he wakes up really fast and the fact that he eats tons of Pikmin really fast, yeah, this is a very formidable foe. It might be best to use a bitter spray or at the very least a spicy spray on this guy, because he is not nice. He just wants to sleep. But don't we all? Today's creature of the day is the unmarked Spectralids. These crazy little butterfly things just fly around randomly and wait for you to kill them. I've noticed a common theme in this game is that you want to kill innocent creatures that can possibly not harm your Pikmin. Because obviously killing these things, sometimes they'll drop nectar, sometimes they will even drop sprays, which is very, very useful. These guys don't stay around very long, though. They'll fly away once they sense danger, so try to hit as many as you can, I suppose. Sometimes murder is rewarding. Today's creature of the day is the Doodlebug. This thing is really quite bizarre. It emits a strange gas, which, as you're probably aware, is toxic for Pikmin. Yeah, it pretty much attacks by farting. It's not very nice. Although, just like every other beetle of its kind, throwing Pikmin on top of it will net you some nectar, possibly some sprays. You know, it's all good. Except these are actually capable of killing your Pikmin, so obviously you might want to try taking white Pikmin along, because every other kind of Pikmin isn't gonna work. Actually, something I found out recently, if you use a bitter spray on these guys, you can actually kill them. And this is one of those guys you might want to do it on, also the golden ones, especially if they have a treasure. Because you can actually get rid of them and not have to bother chasing them, although you do get less nectar for doing that. So I don't know. If you just want to get rid of it, you might want to do that. It's up to you. Today's creatures of the day are the fiery blowhog and the watery blowhog. Yeah, that's right. Mr. Watch says it's time for 2 creatures at once. Mostly because these guys are effectively exactly the same. One's gonna spit fire, the other's gonna spit water, both of which are extremely easy to take out with the appropriate Pikmin that will kill them. I mean, of course, you know, using fire against fire is awesome, and it will work. I just know it. These guys really aren't that hard to take down. Your only real problem is if they try to fling your Pikmin away, and then maybe they'll fling them into some sort of hazard or something, but that's really about it. Just, you know, you can take these guys pretty easily, even if you don't have the elementally appropriate Pikmin. Today's creature of the day... You know what, screw that. Today's creatures of the day are the Anode Dweevil, the Caustic Dweevil, and the Munge Dweevil. These annoying little spider things, as I've already mentioned with the Fiery Dweevil, just run around using elementally based attacks. Of course, you know, this basically means you're going to want to use the appropriate Pikmin to take care of them if you know it's good for you, especially in the case of the Anode Dweevil, because that guy is quite shocking. He is not a nice Dweevil in the slightest. It's probably important to note that, of course, they'll try to pick up treasures and whatnot, like usual, so you might want to take them out quickly. Of course, you know, the Caustic Dweevil, what does it do? Does it, like, urinate or something? That's kind of gross. And then again, I guess the Munge Dweevil also attacks by farting. Incidentally, I guess these creatures are kind of a little on the disgusting side. Today's creature of the day is the Water Dumple. This sillily named creature lives in the water, and it dumples all the time. It's got a pretty big mouth, which means it can gulp down many Pikmin all at once, which makes it a viable threat. And, well, you know, they don't have much health, so I suppose they're not that much of a threat, but at the same time, you know, they often attack in groups, so maybe, you know, just take it careful. Try attacking them one at a time, I suppose. That way, you're pretty much guaranteed to win if you just swarm them. There's not really much they can do. Today's creature of the day is the Titan Dweevil. This monstrous spider thing isn't really... Well, you know, he's pretty difficult when he's got weapons and such to attack you with, but in this form specifically, I don't think he can harm you in any way, shape, or form other than flinging your Pikmin off and, you know, like making them lose flowers and such. But then again, by the time you've got that done, who really cares? If this thing's got some treasures on it, such as, you know, those things that allow him to spit fire and shoot water balls and electricity balls and gas spirals, and yeah, this is a fitting final boss for a game such as this, as long as he's got the weapons to deal with. I mean, if he doesn't, that's kind of pathetic. And yeah, that's Titan Dweevil for you. He's only good when he's got stuff to be good with, I suppose. Today's final creatures of the day are the Crimson Candy Pop Bud, the Lapis Lazuli Candy Pop Bud, and the Golden Candy Pop Bud. Why? Simply because this is where you can get some red, blue, and yellow Pikmin from. These... Really, the creatures in question here are the red and blue and yellow Pikmin, as well as the white and purples. I mean, all the Pikmin are amazing. They're able to do so much stuff, and, you know, and without them, we never would have saved Louie or paid off that debt or anything. I mean, we owe these Pikmin a great deal. Seriously, I mean, if we ever saw them again, personally, I wouldn't even bother helping Olimar. I mean, how many times has he killed their Pikmin? I don't really know, you know? It's kind of an odd relationship that they share, but, whatever.